Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You're listening to the Yank and Kiwi podcast. Available everywhere on the net.
And welcome back to episode 14 of the Yank and Kiwi podcast. That is right, we are at episode 14, the big 1-4. How are you guys doing? I'm great, and as always, I am your host, Brett, the handsome and charismatic one. And of course, still filling in for Sam, the funny one who never shuts the fuck up, brags about his superior taste in liquor and clothing, mocks my receding hairline, is a self-confessed fascist.
TNT everyone, and apparently, yes, I'm the boring one with a boring choice of alcohol, apparently.
But also, excellent taste in anime, though.
Yes. No.
In fact, over this week, if you guys are not already subscribed to DNT's channel, he recently put out a video discussing the origins of a particular element of an anime that some like, some hate, but everyone agrees at least evokes a reaction. Elfin Lead.
Yes, that's right. Of course, it's a reference back to an old Enigmatic poem and one by Goethe, so it's got a bit of history there. It's I actually enjoyed making that video because I was learning about that as I went, which is always good to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So, in other words, there's a bit of kind of the Rush Limbaugh of anime. He's got enough confidence in him to know that he'll figure it out as he goes. Although,
make myself look like an idiot, whichever comes first.
I got a friend who never goes on morning. I swear to God, this guy, he's like a hard right Republican, and he used to be a professor at Pacific Lutheran University. Stupid phone. I apologize for that. He used to be I'm gonna mute that fucker. He used to be a professor at the Pacific Lutheran University out here in Tacoma. He was accounting, but he was like the one right-wing professor at that campus for a while, right before he retired. And he is the type of guy, he never goes a morning without listening to Rush Limbaugh.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he actually likes the guy, which I'm not gonna knock him for.
No, you can't really do that.
Yeah. But yeah, in lieu of talking about what we've been doing over this week, Dean and I are actually gonna air some grievances that we have. I got a couple rants I want to get off my chest right now, and starting off, I just got something in the mail. It's from the Washington State Department of Licensing. No, guys, it's not a traffic fine or anything. I'm not that stupid. It's them telling me I need to get to work on renewing the tabs on my license plate for my van. Okay, and here's the fucking thing. Here's what I'm getting charged for. $30 for license fee funds, road construction and maintenance projects. $45 for vehicle weight fee funds, highway improvements, transit and other transportation needs. $3 filing fee funds go to the county in which the fee is paid. In my case, that's Pierce County. Service fee retained by sub-agent or funds ferry replacement if renewed at county auditor / Department of Licensing. License service fee supports the computer system used to provide licensing services. The Department of Licensing service fee supports the computer system and reimbursement of county licensing activities. And it was $5 for the service fee, 25 cents for the license fee, 50 cents for the Department of License service fee, and $25 Regional Transit Authority tax from SoundTransit. That just links to a URL. Subtotal. And plus, I think $5. Subtotal is $108.75 US dollars. All just to renew the fucking tabs on my van.
Jesus, fuck.
And I guarantee you, if I get pulled over with expired tabs, I'm gonna get ass raped by some sort of traffic citation. I guarantee you. So the only good news about this is let me take a look. When's this fucker due? It's it says here somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah. The tabs expire on the 23rd of September, so I got like a month to pay this, but I mean, just fucking hell, $108 just to renew that fucking tabs.
That's fucking crazy.
Okay, like, I don't know how they do shit out in New Zealand, I mean, with cars, so, do they do anything like this? Like, you gotta drive with, like, the proper tabs or something?
No, I'm not aware of anything of that nature over here.
Like, what's the biggest pain in the ass when dealing with your vehicle out in New Zealand?
That'd probably be the 6 months run of fitness that you've got to do, and it's compulsory. And if you're caught driving with a, the one's out of date, they can actually take your vehicle on the spot and keep it until you get the warrant. Plus, you'll get a fine for driving without a run of fitness on your vehicle, and they can tell you up to quite a bit. But that would be the biggest thing.
So, what is it? Did you say road of fitness?
Run to fitness, they check the car, make sure the brakes and all that. So basically that it's working.
You gotta get your vehicle inspected like every 6 months.
Yeah. And yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
And I'm guessing depending on how much work the vehicle needs, that can add up.
Oh yeah, if your vehicle needs anything doing, obviously you got to pay for that. But it's about 100 and something just to get the checkout alone. So you're paying, say, $200 a year to keep your, at least have a vehicle that's warranted and that you can drive, and that's not including anything that happens as the year goes along to it.
Motherfucker! I mean, like at least here they don't make us do that out here. They just. Like, I don't think anywhere in the country there's like compulsory vehicle inspections. Like, you might, like Washington, you got to get emissions inspections, but that's about it. I mean, like, otherwise they pretty much assume that you're going to keep up maintenance, like, change the oil when it needs to get changed, or get something fixed when it needs to get fixed. Those sort of things.
Yeah. Yeah, no such luck here. I guess they don't trust us to do that, so they make us, otherwise we lose our vehicles.
Fuck.
And get fucking hit with a hefty little fine on top of it.
Is it also a pain in the ass to, like, get your license renewed in New Zealand? Like, out here, you gotta go to the state of the DMV to get your license renewed, and depending on the time of day, you can be stuck in there for, like, hours.
Well, yeah, you got to reset your tests in there, but you can be done within 30 minutes. I mean, they're pretty fast here, and there's like different places you can go to. You could actually go where I am. You can actually go to the library, and they'll do it all for you there. So
wait, so you don't have to go somewhere where you might have to wait in line for like several hours?
Well, I guess if I was living in the city, there'd be
that's the
chance
thing
of that.
That's the thing that fucking sucks going to the DMV is having to wait in line. They make you, when you walk in, you have to take a number. You gotta wait till your number's called. And like I said, depending on the time of day you get there, you could be stuck in. Like when I first moved out here to Washington, I was stuck waiting in line for about 90 minutes, I think. And that's considered pretty fast by DMV standards. Some people can get stuck there waiting for 3 hours or even more. Like I said, it all depends on the time of day you go.
Yeah. No, I've never had that problem with that for me. But,
how does New Zealand do this better than us? Oh yeah.
I don't know.
New Zealand is like more left leaning. You'd think there'd be more bureaucracy in this shit. Holy fuck! This is a fucking travesty, dude. Guys, it's a fucking travesty that New Zealand has a better way of handling your license or your vehicles than the United States does. Because And you want to know why the going through the DMV is so fucking inefficient? It's by design. It's by design so that they can, because those are government employees that are getting paid by the hour, and they're getting paid obscene amounts of money. So all these fees and all this licensing shit. This is not for the safety of the public, guys. Let's be real. No. That's all just to line the bureaucrats' pockets. And I know I sound like I'm fucking Alex Jones, but it's fucking true, and everyone knows it. Seriously, fuck the DMV. And fuck the Department of Licensing. Another thing that really fucking pissed me off was I had a coworker. She needed to get like a new vehicle. Thing is, when she went to the dealer, they said, sorry, your license is no good. It needs to be a Washington license. She's from Mississippi. I'm thinking, as long as you're a U.S. citizen, your license should be good anywhere in the country. I mean, that makes sense, right, D&D?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, yeah, I don't get that. That's really fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you guys agree with that? I mean, like, as long as you're a U.S. citizen, your license should be good anywhere.
I mean, the road rules are the same all throughout the states, I'm assuming. There's no...
the speeding laws vary from state to state, because...
Well, yeah.
Let me put it this way. With the federal highways, those are controlled by the federal government, but the states are basically allowed to make their own traffic laws.
All right, the speed's not a big deal. I mean... I'm assuming that they got fucking signs which say the speed limit, so it's not hard for someone to look and see what it is.
Yeah, obviously, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
But I mean, I'm talking like with traffic laws and other things of that nature. That's things that's left at the state level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If it was just the speed, it would. Yeah. All right. But still, that's pretty fucked up. I mean, you got a license in the States. It should be anywhere.
Should be good anywhere in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they divvy up New Zealand, but
no, there's when you got your license, that's it. You know, there's none of this. Well, if you live in the South Island, you can't use it in the North Island. None of that.
I meant do they divvy up New Zealand's obviously not small enough to obviously too small to have states or provinces, but I mean, you guys divvy it up by county or parish or something.
Yeah, there's the regions, because like Manawatu, Harwhenua, the Wellington regions, the Taupo region, etc., etc. And of course, in the South Island, you got the Kent Bay regions, but it's all the same fucking traffic laws. But that's how they separate New Zealand anyway.
Yeah, well, I think that's more. I think the reason why is just because we're talking about countries that are two very different sizes. I mean, New Zealand is small enough to fit into one of our states, I think, and
easily.
Yeah, and so it's easier for the national government to have be more directly involved with the people, whereas where the continental U.S. alone is fucking massive. So that would be way too much for the federal government to handle just on its own, even though they want to. So it has to be divvied up by states, and you have to leave that in the hands of the state governments. And that even the states are big, that you got to divvy them up by counties. That's the nature of the beast out here.
Yeah. But there's also fucking the international license, which if you've got supposedly, you can drive anywhere in the world. Well, I'm sure there's one or two countries who don't like that idea and would stop it, but yeah, there's the international license as well.
I think as long, although I think if I had to guess how that works, I don't know the particulars of this, guys, so do not quote me on any of this, but this is just me guessing. I will probably look this up later just to make sure I'm right, and I guess next week I'll come back and see it and confirm that shit. if I had to guess, like at least out here in the States, like if Diente was gonna rent a car out here, he would have to he'd have to show like he would have to show a valid license from New Zealand and probably a passport.
Yeah, that would be a given.
Yeah, that's how I assume it would work. Like, yeah, but otherwise, I mean, like if he was gonna take up residence in here, he would have to get like a valid license in the state he was taking up residence in.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I would assume it would probably work the same way if I was going if the positions were reversed and I was going to New Zealand.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I'm just in New Zealand just visiting like for pleasure or whatever, and gotta rent a vehicle, just show them that I got a valid license and a passport, and as long as I got money, they'll give me a vehicle.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Because we get a lot of tourists in and out of the country all the time, so, and a lot of them require a license because they want to get the cars, they want to hit the road as soon as they can, so.
I'm pretty sure the rental business out in New Zealand makes out like robber barons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the rental cars fucking make a shit ton of money here, eh? But there's it's like, I think there's only 3 or 4 companies, but they're up and down the entire country. So if you get a car, say, in Auckland, which is the top of the North Island, and you drive down to Christchurch, which is in the mid part of the South Island, you can drop the car off at theirs. What was it? Their shop there or whatever.
Uh-huh. So basically, as long as you can find one of their offices, you're good.
Yeah, pretty much. And they give you maps anyway, so.
Yeah. And I'm guessing it's like a case like they're like it's like Starbucks or McDonald's. They're like everywhere in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, if I was going to take up residence in New Zealand, I would have to have a New Zealand license, obviously.
Yeah, the international license. I think it's only valid if you're going to be in the country for 2 months tops, and then after that you have to get a proper New Zealand license.
Yeah, I'll have to check on how that works in the States, but I assume it more or less works the same way.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean it just makes sense. I mean no, I mean if you're just visiting in a foreign country, no one's expecting you to stay there long. So
No.
So yeah, all they would probably require is a valid passport and license from your country.
Yeah, and those visa things, they seem to be cracking down on people having visas now when they come into the country, but that's a different topic altogether.
Yeah. Now my other rant, my day job, got to deal with my first asshole customer. I should get some sort of fucking achievement for that, by the way.
Oh, what happened?
Well, here's the thing. I'm stocking my section in the store, and guy walks up to me, asks me where their work gloves are. I point out to him over men's apparel. And he goes out and says, "Hey, you're being rude." And I'm just like, well, I'm thinking, what? I'm just like taken aback by that, and he's just chewing me out. And so just to diffuse the situation, I say, okay, look, I will take you over there. Here, just to placate him. He asks, and along the way, he asks for my name. Guys, if you work in retail and a customer gets short with you and they ask for your name, there's only one reason they want to know that. Can you imagine why?
They want to make a complaint, I'd say.
Exactly. And so the whole way I'm walking there, he's just chewing me out, and of course I'm just taking it because I just want to get this over with and go back to the job I was assigned to do. And right when I get over there, says like, "Hey, you don't like your job, you can just quit." And of course, this is what was going on in my head. I did not say this because if I said this, I'd obviously get fired. In my head, I'm thinking, you know what? I had to put up with your shit. You were chewing me out this whole way. I did not raise my voice to you once. I did not backtalk to you. You are gonna have the nerve to call me rude, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, now, in fairness, perhaps perhaps just pointing him in the general direction was not the best way to start things. Maybe it was not the best thing to do. Maybe the guy was just having a bad day or whatever, and he's like, whatever, it's just, fuck that guy. And
Wow.
just like seriously, fuck them. Guys, if you cannot handle people just getting on your nerves, you should not be working retail, by the way. It's just like, that's a job that will grind your nerves down until there's nothing left, and all of a sudden you just snap and all. How do I put this? Dick Masterson, if you guys don't know who he is, you should, because the dude's fucking hilarious. He had a very brilliant bit on the 5 stages of rage. There's first the raw, there's first rawness, and where you just feel pissed off. You may not be expressing it, but you feel pissed. And then there's the self-reflection where you're wondering, wait, did I do something wrong? And then there's numbness, where you're just don't give a shit. And he says most people don't get past numbness. And then there's retaliation, where you're thinking, wait a minute! Wait, I didn't do anything wrong! You did something wrong! And finally, there's explosion.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fucking close.
Yeah, I don't remember it beat for beat, but I think that's probably I think that's the general effect he was going for. General effect he was going at. Yeah, that just sounds about right to my head. I do remember him talking about numbness, and I'm just like, I am just fucking pissed at that motherfucker. I mean, like, look, dude. If you're just gonna fucking shoo me out and then have the nerve to call me rude, I say fuck you. Now I got a very simple philosophy. You don't like me, fuck you. I don't like you back. That's how it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's my rage for this week. Dante had a rant too.
Yes, well, this isn't as interesting as Brett's ones, but I recently watched the Kong Skull Island. In fact, I watched that last night, and I knew it was going to be set in the same freaking universe as the Godzilla we had 2 years back, because they're both done by Legendary Pictures. And I was enjoying this Kong Island, and it was a fun movie, and then they had the hieroglyphs of Godzilla in the background, and it's, I thought, okay, is it a little Easter egg like they did with Predator 2 had the Xenomorph skull.
I was gonna say, like, they're trying to build like a cinematic monster universe, like with Marvel with these things.
Oh yeah, they are. It's got the fucking post-credit scene, and it's 2 of the main characters. Tom Hiddleston, and I forget the girl's name, but she's going to be in Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Brie, that's her. Yep. And they're sitting down in this table, and they're talking to these. The military, and they're saying, okay, we get it, there's no Kong, there's no Skull Island, it never happened, etc., etc., etc. And then these other people come in that were on the island with them, and they show them this fucking file, and it is the Japanese guy played by Ken Watanabe. It's his file from the Godzilla 2014 movie, and they play this video. It shows the fucking mushroom cloud, and they go, you see, Kong's not the only king in this world, and one day these two are gonna butt heads, and it does the fucking Godzilla run. I thought, oh no, they're not. Looked it up, and 3 years from now we have King Kong versus Godzilla again. Okay, these fucking versus movies, with the exception of Batman versus Superman, which I didn't like, but the concept for that works because they're in the DC universe, and I do believe they actually do fight in the comics before they form the Justice League. So I get the idea of that. I was fine with the idea of that. Movie was shit, but the idea was good. But now we got another fucking Kong versus Godzilla, and they've already done this, and it didn't work. You've got fucking...
I saw that when I was a kid. I thought that was the goofiest shit ever.
It was. And, of course, we've going back a few years, we had the Aliens versus Predator. It didn't fucking work. We had, all right...
Worked in the comic books, though.
Yeah, it worked in the comics, but for the movies, it doesn't work. I guess Paul W. Anderson didn't fucking help either. Freddy versus Jason, I give it a pass because it's fucking good satire. It's so fucking cheesy and overly done. It works on that level.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's Freddy versus Jason. What were you expecting?
Yeah. I let that one go because it's fucking good satire. But the idea of these versus movies, okay, you take Kong and Godzilla, it doesn't matter what fucking happens. If they have one win, it's going to ruin the movie. But they also talk about all these other monsters, and I think they had Mothra, that was one of the hieroglyphs in the cave, and they had the three-headed...
They had Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah.
Yeah, they won the hieroglyphs. And you're thinking, okay, so what are they going to do? They're going to have Kong and Godzilla fighting, these other monsters turn up, and then all of a sudden Kong and Godzilla are, okay, you know what, we should actually sort these people out first. Again, it's not going to fucking work. Because what's the point of having them fight if they're going to end up teaming up to fight these other monsters anyway?
Well, actually, I thought they were gonna first do the Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah one first, and Godzilla would come later, or I don't know. I don't remember the order these are supposed to go in.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things as well, but the point is, you do these fucking versus movies. It's a no-win situation. You have Godzilla win. And it makes Kong, it takes a lot out of Kong. You have Kong win, and it takes a lot away from Godzilla. And there's one fucking movie, and this one came from Japan, which is the biggest fucking offender of them all, and I've wanted to make a video on this, and it's The Grudge versus The Ring.
Fucking really? They actually did that?
They did it. Who's the villain? Sadako. Sadako versus Kyoko in a fight. They fucking look it up. I'm not kidding. There's The Ring versus The Grudge. This
sounds like shit that would be in a YouTube short film.
If it was a fucking YouTube short film, it makes sense. But again, Sadako and Kyoko, what are they? They're curses,
ghosts, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a curse. They're a rage of fury. Once you get the curse, you're fucked.
Yeah, when you get right down to it, they're basically ghosts, aren't they?
Yeah. They're entities. But once they're coming after you, that's it. That was the whole point of them. They mark you. You watch the video. You're marked by Sadako. You go into the house. You got Kyoko coming after you, and she's just fucking going nuts trying to get you. But the whole point of them is once they're after you, that's it. You're fucked. There's no way out.
This sounds like shit they would have riffed on Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, it is. So what actually happens is, why can you get these two to fight? What's the fucking point? Whoever wins, it takes away from the fucking point of them, because they're supposed to be these unbeatable. Once they're coming after you, you're completely fucked. There's no way out, and they decide to make them fight.
I'm gonna feel biased because a lot of those Godzilla movies were a big part of my childhood. I mean, like there was at least with the novelty, there was maybe that's not the right word. The draw with those, at least it was... Those Godzilla movies, they basically work like a wrestling match. That's basically what they are. It's a wrestling feud with monsters. With giant monsters. That's what it is. That's the best way you can look at it. Get it? I mean, like, when you think about it, there's basically a face monster and a heel monster, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically the essence of it. I mean, like, King Ghidorah is generally understood to be one of Godzilla's nemesis. Like, he's generally regarded as one of the actually evil monsters. So you can give that a pass because he's supposed to be the villain.
Yeah. I'm alright with fucking Godzilla. I mean, what was the ones they brought into the 2014? It was this new monster.
They just called it I think they called it a Muto or something. They didn't.
Yeah.
It was a completely original monster they made specifically for that movie.
Actually, it reminded me a lot of what the fucking Cloverfield monster looked like, to be honest.
Maybe it was a subtle dig there.
Well, it could have been. Well, yeah. Yeah, actually, it probably was. But, I was fine with that. All right, they got their monster. That's what Godzilla's fighting, that's cool. But to fucking have King Kong.
Yeah, it's just like, let me put it this way. It's like, what is the think less Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage and more, what is the worst wrestling feud I can think of off the top of my head? Jeez. I'm having a hard time I am actually having a hard time.
I'd say the closest off the top of my head would be Austin and Rock when they were both face.
Yes, that's it. There we go. There we go.
Because no matter who wins, it takes away from one of them.
Yeah, one of them has to be the heel. It doesn't work if it's. I mean, like maybe you can get. I don't know. I mean, like yeah. Even when Undertaker was going up against Kane, he was still playing the face. I mean, he wasn't necessarily a squeaky clean good guy, but he was the guy we were supposed to root for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is when you got two very clearly defined good guys, like when Rock and Austin are both supposed to be playing faces. It doesn't work because you don't know who you're supposed to root for.
Yeah. Well, when it comes back to Sadako and Kayoko, who the fuck are you meant to root for then?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Freddie or Jason. You can root for one because Freddie's a fucking full of personality. He's a very likable bad guy. Yeah, he's a lovable villain.
Yeah, and Jason is just an unstoppable killing machine.
Yeah. I mean, that you can pick a side and you can enjoy the ride. King Kong Godzilla, not so much. Sadako and Kayoko, I wouldn't know which one I would want to fucking win. Actually, I'm going to look up and see who wins because fuck it, I don't care about this movie, so I may as well spoil it.
No, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like when you got, let me put it this way, when you got Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, you basically have John Cena versus CM Punk. Now, Punk, you know who, you basically have Undertaker versus Kane. That's actually a better one because I mean there's a ton of collateral damage, so it makes more sense. Yeah, you basically have when it's Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, it's Undertaker versus King because you're supposed to root for Godzilla. You know King Ghidorah is supposed to be the villain. That's easy to keep track of. When it's King Kong versus Godzilla, there's a bit of a problem because they've both been the heroes of their own stories. So this is why it's more like Rock and Austin when they're both faces, because you don't know who you're supposed to root for, and you don't know who you're supposed to see get beaten, or at least want to see get beaten. Like I said, I think you and I are gonna end up injecting a lot of wrestling metaphors into when we're running the podcast, which is something I cannot do with Sam.
Okay, I just looked this up to find out how this fight goes down. Get ready for this.
Oh yeah.
This is fucking Sci-Fi Channel fucking type writing. Kayoko and Sadako, they have their fight to the death, and the curses combine and become a single entity called Sadakaya.
This sounds like fucking fan fiction.
It is. Okay, reading it off Wikipedia. Kayoko's curse Sadako and Kayoko's curse combined and become a single entity, Sadakaya. Sadakaya approaches a screaming Suzaku and Toshio, appears behind Tomo. I only know who fucking Toshio is, and their fates are left unknown. In a post-credit scene, Sadakaya is shown in the videotape footage, now cooking the body controlling okay, that doesn't make much sense to me because I haven't watched the movie. Sadakaya.
It's just like what? It's like I've seen stuff from the Amalgam universe that wasn't as goofy. Like they combined Batman and Wolverine to make Dark Claw.
I gotta find a picture of it. I gotta find a fucking picture of this.
Oh man. Oh, speaking of which, while Diente does that, I got a little something from Sam that I'm gonna share with you guys, just to know that Sam is not dead. Alright, so listen in on this.
Alright, Brett wanted a soundbite from me, so fuck you, you're all fucking fags. That includes Brett and Diente. And fuck this show, the show's shit without me. I'm the talent, Brett's a hack, Diente's great, but like, I'm the only one who can work with, make gold with Diente, with Brett, because he's such a fucking hack. So yeah, fuck you all, you're all fucking fags. Die. And yeah, blame Brett for all the abuse because he's the one who told me to give a soundbite. So there we go. This is the soundbite. Fuck you all, you're all fags. Fuck you, especially Brett. Stop being such a fucking cunt and start producing some shit that doesn't suck, that doesn't involve me. So yeah.
That is Sam's way of saying he misses you guys.
In his own unique way. Yeah, okay. Just sending you this fucking picture on Facebook. It looks like Sadako. There's no fucking difference.
Dude, if you're on Google Hangouts, you can just do share screen.
Oh, yeah, of course. Share screen. No, fuck it. I'll do this later. I've seen her anyway. It's Sadako. It looks exactly the fucking same as Sadako.
It looks the vet. I'm not sure I don't get that. Wait, what? Wait, it looks the same as
It's just a woman in a white dress with long black hair.
And you can't see her face.
No, you can't see her face. It looks exactly like Sadako. I mean, it might have the blood on the face like Kyoko does, but yeah. There's literally no difference. Except she's doing, her fingers are bent backwards and it looks kind of...
It looks stupid.
It looks like a fucking doll. It looks like a fucking doll.
I can't believe
So,
it. They actually came up with this shit. They actually made this.
And what's worse, it actually came from fucking Japan, which is where the source of material originates from. If it was Hollywood, I would understand, but someone from Japan actually fucking thought this was a good idea.
Well, do you want to know? Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, you know why so many bad movies are made in Hollywood? Because you know who runs Hollywood?
Actually, no.
Jews! The Jews got into Japan!
Of course. But, I guess Kayako and Sadako are two of Japan's biggest horror icons as far as the movies go. But why the fuck do they have to do verses? I mean, around this time, the only versus movie coming out was Batman versus Superman. Oh, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, your camera went off there. Yeah. But anyway, I'm actually going to plan to do a video on this and tackle versus movies because I'm not doing a very good job going off the top of my head. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to fucking tackle these versus movies because they don't work. I have not seen one that works, exception of Freddy versus Jason, which is almost a comedy.
Well, it is a comedy, actually, if you think about it. It basically is a comedy, but I mean, like, but what about all those old Godzilla movies? Those work.
Yeah. I like the old Godzillas. And, he fights his monsters, that's fine. I mean, I think the only iconic one that sort of jumps sides and will be harder to do now is Mothra, because he kind of has a uneasy alliance with Godzilla at times, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, like Mothra is supposed to be like the one good monster, like she's depicted as being some kind of messenger of peace or something, and she only goes on a rampage when she feels threatened. Like she's
Yeah.
she's not like some engine of she's not some engine of destruction by nature like Godzilla is.
Holy shit! Did you know they did a Chucky versus Leprechaun movie?
I am not surprised they did. That almost sounds stupid enough that that sounds so stupid it has to be hilarious.
Yeah, it was released in the late 2000s. Wow, I didn't actually know about that one. That one slipped right under the fucking radar for me.
I guarantee it was straight to DVD.
it's probably fucking Sci-Fi Channel.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Fucking Sharknado.
Well, technically, Sharknado was an Asylum production. And it's
Yeah, it's true.
and it's
Fucking Asylum.
and it's their attempt at making a film that is so bad it's good, not realizing that you can't do that on purpose.
No, it's like what's the other one? Birdemic. The first one is so bad it's fucking good, but they had to go and do a sequel because they thought they could replicate its success, which you can't because it was pure fucking accident.
Yeah, that's the thing. Those like movies like Plan 9 or The Room or Birdemic, you can only get those types of movies by accident because the creators do not know what they're doing or no one gives a shit. But like I said, these can only be arrived by accident. Like everything has to go completely wrong for this to happen. Like you got to have the worst actors, the most inconsistent writing, the worst production value, the worst editing, and like I said, you cannot arrive at this on purpose.
No.
Because if you're doing this on purpose, that says you're aware of what you're doing.
Yeah. And that's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah. I mean, like early Uwe Boll was this kind of shit.
Oh god, it's fucking House of Dead movie. Jesus.
Yeah, I actually watched that. That is like, you get your friends together, get drunk, it'll be a good time.
I fucking love how when they're fighting the zombies, it cuts to clip to the game.
Yeah, or there's also like his Blood Rain film, which is like,
Shit.
I guarantee you, Ben Kingsley does not put that on his resume. Like,
I bet fucking Manson doesn't either.
and you got Michelle Rodriguez trying to affect a British accent.
She's so fucking awful in that.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
man.
it's just too fucking perfect.
What about that fucking bar scene when it introduces Michelle Rodriguez and the two guys and then the fucking vampire killers and they go into the bar and everyone's just sitting around having a drink and then all of a sudden this guy just fucking turns into a vampire, tries to kill one of them, gets staked, turns to ash or whatever, and everyone in the bar just watches it and then fucking goes back to normal like it's an everyday fucking thing.
Fuck. Oh, do you want to know do you know that scene with all the prostitutes in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were, I shit you not, those were real prostitutes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Uwe Boll actually managed to film a scene with real Hungarian prostitutes.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Were they fucking German or something? I was about to ask that.
Gotta give him credit for that. That's some kind of achievement. You film a scene full of prostitutes with real prostitutes.
Yeah. Billy Zane was in there too, wasn't he? Was it Billy Zane?
I can't remember.
I think he played. He only had a minor role. I think he was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Billy Zane was in there. But
Let me pull it up.
fucking,
Let me pull up the cast.
yeah, a couple of minutes tops.
Yup. Billy Zane was in there. You were right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was right at the beginning and right at the end. I can't even remember who he fucking played.
So was Meatloaf.
Oh yeah, he was too.
Wasn't Meatloaf? Yeah, Meatloaf wasn't he the fucking vampire pimp?
Yes.
There is something that seems oddly appropriate for about that.
Oh, yeah.
And oh my God, Udo Kier's also in this too. I mean, like, he's a German actor he's famous for these Andy Warhol movies, these Andy Warhol productions of Dracula and Frankenstein.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and just all you need to hear is Andy Warhol produced versions of Dracula and Frankenstein. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yep. That's the fucking other fucking universe they're trying to build, isn't it? The fucking they call it the dark universe.
Dark universe. They tried starting this off with that new Dracula movie, and I think that what was that Frankenstein movie in it too? Victor Frankenstein.
No, you're thinking of Van Helsing. This was Dracula Untold.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Dracula Untold, and then I know after there was another movie, Victor Frankenstein. Is that supposed to be in the same universe as well?
Oh no. Yeah, I know the one you mean. That had Professor X. Fuck, what's his name?
James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, no, that was just their own movie. That had nothing to do with
completely it was like another retelling of the Frankenstein story, huh?
Yeah, that was just its own fucking movie.
Yeah, and but I do know that the Tom Cruise Mummy movie was.
Yeah, because Dracula Untold was so bad we're supposed to just forget that one now, which is a shame because Luke Cage needs a fucking Luke Cage. Yeah,
I think it's Luke.
He needs a good breakout role because he is actually a fucking good actor.
Yeah,
it was a poor choice for him, but it probably would have given him a good boost had it continued. Anyway. Yeah, they got the Mummy. This is meant to be the actual starting point now because Russell Crowe's in it and he plays Jekyll and Hyde, the Jekyll and Hyde character,
which is basically Hulk.
But yeah, it's the dark universe version of fucking Hulk.
Except I'm betting that Hyde's supposed to actually be intelligent, unlike the Hulk. But
yeah,
you basically get the same effect either way.
Yeah, the fucking personalities ballad out over who controls the body anyway.
Yeah,
they fucking tried to make Jekyll and Hyde a good guy in the that Sean Connery one. It was fucking horrible.
Gentleman.
Yep. Yeah. And that had like Dorian Gray and Tom Sawyer, Captain Nemo.
Yeah. By the way, I actually read the comics. Tom Sawyer and Dorian Gray are not in the comic book. It does have Alan Quatermain. It does have Mina Harker, but in that she's not a vampire. In fact, in the comic book, she's actually the leader of the League. Like she's supposed, she basically acts as the straight man of the group.
Yeah.
She's the normal one with all the freaks. And then it does have Jekyll and Hyde, but Hyde is a lot more. He's a lot more of a monster. And he doesn't hide it. Like he doesn't try to be noble in any capacity. He's all it's all kind of by virtue that they have him on a leash. He does what they ask him, and of course they got the original Invisible Man, Griffin, who is a psychopath and a rapist and has delusions of ruling the world.
I wonder if they've been trying to do this fucking dark universe for a while. Because let's say they start with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which was 2003. Yeah. You had your basic team. That didn't work out, and of course, I think that was Sean Connery's last movie because he retired. The next year, you had Hugh Jackman with Van Helsing, and that brought in a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That brought in Dracula. That brought in Frankenstein. That brought in the fucking Wolfman. And that was supposed to go somewhere. Never did. So then skip forward 10 years. You got your Dracula Untold. Same fucking story. Didn't work out. Now they're trying with the Mummy, but they all have these similar characters, and they're trying to do some kind of universe building.
I would not don't give them too much credit. This is Hollywood we're talking about. These guys have lived to appeal to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah, but look, how many times have they tried to get the fucking DC universe off the map before Men of Steel?
don't know. I think it was just because I'm not even sure they really were trying, because like before Man of Steel, about the only character that they really took seriously when it came to the movies was Batman. I mean, they did with Superman for a bit, but
yeah.
But after Superman Returns was like it was like a fart in church. They just kind of said, you know what, we'll just focus on Batman. And then they just left all their other properties in the TV universe. But once Marvel started getting some momentum with their universe, that's when DC started taking notice.
Yeah, but they were trying for a fucking Batman and Superman movie back in the 90s because they wanted the Tim Burton Batman to build into it.
Did they? Meh.
Yeah, because Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman.
Oh yeah, oh man. There's a documentary on that, I've heard.
Yep. But then, of course, they had the fucking Green Lantern in 2011, and that blew. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like I said, the only character DC ever really took seriously when it came to the movies was Batman, and that's just because Nolan was making them tons of cash.
Nolan also had a part in the Man of Steel movie as well, because there was a lot of speculation that Bale was going to be the Batman.
Wasn't he like acting as a producer on it? I think that's when it was.
Well, you can see where he's fucking influenced the movie, especially with Perry Wright's character.
Oh yeah.
How even Kevin Costner's one was a Alfred type, very similar to Michael Caine's Alfred. Very similar.
Also, a bit of a tangent here, but isn't it kind of weird that Michael Caine is playing like an upper class English butler when he's Cockney?
I will fucking say this about fucking Batman vs Superman. Jeremy Irons was a fucking great Alfred. It was a fucking really good one. And it's a shame that it was in that movie, because he would have been good for the Dark Knight trilogy, which I am actually not a fan of. I want to make that perfectly clear. Yeah. I don't think very highly of Nolan's trilogy. I really don't.
I am all to each their own.
Yeah. But Jeremy Irons was a fucking great Alfred. Yeah. I have to admit that.
That just seems like weird to me. I mean, like, for those of you who don't know, Cockneys are the lower class Brits. Like that. Hey, well, you sound all like this, governor.
He's basically Michael Caine in the movie, though, isn't he? In all three of them.
Yeah. Michael Caine is Alfred in all three of those in the Nolan Batman movies.
No, but I mean, he's Michael Caine. He's who he is in real life.
Oh, I don't know.
He plays him fucking self. I think he.
I don't know. I mean, like, I guess so. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, like, he's supposed to be a butler, which means, like, I do not pretend to know all of Alfred's backstory, but I know he was like an RAF pilot, I think, and if he was a butler, I assume that meant he was like well educated. He probably comes from good breeding, like maybe like upper class English society. And like I said, Michael Caine's a Cockney. Which I'm not knocking him; he's a great actor, but he's a Cockney.
Yeah, he was a very I just saw Michael Caine in the movies. I'm sorry, I didn't see Alfred. I saw Michael Caine.
Yeah, granted, his accent isn't as harsh as most Cockneys, and I think that's a lot to do with the fact that he spent so much time acting that he's managed to refine it.
Yeah. Except for fucking Jaws of Revenge. Bloody hell, look at the shark!
Actually, this isn't funny, but this was an interesting clip I found on Wikipedia. It's a soundbite of Michael Caine and talking about a part he got. Where was? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, here it is.
Movie stardom relied on the fact that Sy was an American and not an English director, and the length of the bar at the Prince of Wales Theatre in the West End, because it's a very long bar, and that's where he was auditioning. And I went to play a Cockney corporal, and when I got there, he'd already given it to my friend James Booth, another real Cockney like myself. And when I was walking out, I got right to the door, and he said, "You don't look like a Cockney to me." He said, "You don't really look that tough or anything." He said, "You look like one of those upper crust officers. So can you do that?"
Yeah, I think that was when he was when he got his I think that was when he got his role in Zulu, because I think he is.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in Zulu. I mean, like he plays an aristocratic officer, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember him in that.
Yeah, let me take a look. Let's see what it is.
That's actually a really fucking good movie.
Lieutenant Gonville Bromhead. Yep. Born into a notable military family. Yeah, he's a Cockney playing an upper class officer.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I fucking haven't seen that movie since I think 1999 was the last time I saw it.
Yeah, I caught a review of it by a channel called History Buffs, and I have to admit it looks pretty interesting.
It's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching, and should probably get onto that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Also, here's a couple interesting, notable Cockneys besides Michael Caine. Ray Winstone, you know him, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Ray Winstone.
Yep. Adele, the singer.
Really?
Adele is a Cockney.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah. And Marina Sirtis, Counselor Troy from Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Ah,
She's
I
a
didn't know that
Cockney.
either. Wow.
Okay, but enough about us rambling. Since to get back to the plot. Okay, now there's an interesting story to how this week's topic came about. Now, our mutual friend Hardy, I think like a week ago, posted what I thought at the time was a trailer for a Battle Royale anime. And in case you guys don't know, Battle Royale is one of our fucking favorite movies. Excellent Japanese film. Makes the Hunger Games look like fucking shit, but that's not hard to do because the Hunger Games is fucking shit, and I don't care if this is true or not, I'm saying it's fucking plagiarism. But yeah, we thought there was gonna be a Battle Royale anime in production, which is something a lot of people have actually asked for, if people who are fans of Battle Royale, and I guess there's a lot of overlap with people who like Japanese films and anime. Go fig, I guess.
Yeah, and I actually I did look it up over this week because we were talking about it, and there's a lot of sites that indicate or hint that it's coming, but I couldn't find anything solid. So
yeah, we couldn't find a trailer or anything. So we're probably thinking that Hardy might have just come across like one of those fake fan trailers or something, and because we couldn't find it, ended looking through his Facebook page. Which we're not holding that against you, Hardy, on the off chance you're listening.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But still, talking about Battle Royale, still not a bad thing, because it is a great movie.
It's a very fucking weird movie, but it is a fucking great movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Thing is, though, Battle Royale, like Hunger Games, and I'm not gonna belabor this for too much. It's also based off a novel.
Well, yeah, it's based off a few novels, because
Yeah, but well, the first film is based off a Japanese novel of the same name by writer Koshun Takami. Now, the basic premise of Battle Royale is that it's junior high school students that are forced to fight each other to the death in a program run by an authoritarian Japanese government.
Yeah, to keep them in line, to stop these from getting out of control, because
They're rowdy delinquents.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I have to fucking say this. This is something I've always found fucking hilariously funny. Yeah, okay, this, Battle Royale universe, it's set, where Japanese youth is under control. All right. So what do they fucking do? They stick them on an island and they have to kill each other off until there's only one left. So to sort out these children, you're teaching them how to kill, you're giving them the education and the tactics. They know how to kill, they know how to fight. This is how you're fucking sorting them out, by making them kill their friends and turn psychotic almost. That's how you keep fucking youth in line. I have just found that whole concept absurdly funny. I'm sorry, you continue.
No, that's there's really nothing more for me to say that. But one thing I want to touch on, which is I found interesting, was something about Kinji Fushi, the director of the film, Kinji Fushikawa, I think that's his name. Kinji Fukasaku. Yeah, Kinji Fukasaku. It was about the production of it and where it came from. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking through the Wikipedia page. The creative process. Here we go. Kinji Fukasaku stated that he decided to direct the film because the novel it was adapted from reminded him of his time as a 15-year-old munitions factory worker during World War II. At that time, his class was made to work in a munitions factory. In July 1945, the factory came under artillery fire. The children could not escape, so they dived under each other for cover. The surviving members of the class had to dispose of the corpses. At that point, Fukasaku realized the Japanese government was lying about World War II, and he developed a burning hatred of adults in general that he maintained for a long time afterwards.
Wow, that really comes out in the movies, doesn't it?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, wow.
So, with that in mind, I mean, like... This is very much, you can actually look at this as it's very much a passion project for him.
Yeah.
Because this is coming from a lot of emotions that have been building up in him since he was a young man.
The same fucking thing. It sounds exactly the same thing as Tolkien.
Yeah.
With his experiences in the war.
Yeah, I mean, like, that sort of gives it a. I would say that because Fukasaku was so. I'm sorry if I messed up. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. It's hard to keep these Japanese names straight in your head sometimes. Because Fukasaku's internalized these emotions so much. There's everything in the emotions in Battle Royale. They feel very raw and very genuine. Like nothing about it feels faked.
No, I'm just actually thinking of the movies. No, you're right.
Yeah, like this, and I'm gonna tell you guys, this was probably a mistake on my part, but I watched both these movies back to back in a sitting, and that is fucking harrowing. These movies, they may not be overly depressing, but they will emotionally drain you.
Yeah, they will. The fucking second one's ending is. I don't actually think the second one was that good a film. I got to say that up front. It was.
We'll save that. We'll save that for when we get to it. We'll just
at
least for now confine us to ourselves to the first film. But
all right. Yeah. No, fair enough. Start at the beginning.
Just getting through one of these is going to be emotionally draining enough. Imagine how you're going to feel having gone through both of them.
Yeah, I've watched them back to back too, so I can relate to that.
Yeah, it's just, God damn. I mean, like I said, I hate to beat a dead horse, but it fucking makes Hunger Games its bitch. It is. Hunger Games does not even come close to how graphic, to how violent, to how brutal, to how emotionally draining Battle Royale is. Not even in the same fucking weight class. And if I'm being honest, I don't think it's even as smart as Battle Royale either.
I've never seen the movies or read any of the books, so I'll take your word for it. I will take your word for it because I don't like what I've seen from the trailers and shit.
Yeah, it's just like. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that I think the part of the thing that makes Battle Royale such a harrowing sit through. I mean, there's not really much to tell you about the plot. I mean, just by the premise alone, you know how it's gonna go. You're going to see a bunch of high schoolers kill each other till one of them's left.
Yep.
But yeah, but what makes it such a harrowing sit is that you see all the rationalizations and a lot of these kids go through to kill their classmates. Like, some of these kids are supposed to be friends with each other.
Yeah.
I think one of them...
And some of them actually...
You go first.
I was going to say, a lot of the kids actually indulge in the games. They love the idea. And they turn on their friends. As soon as the game starts, that's it for them. The friendships don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but yeah, I think one of the most gut-wrenching scenes, one of them, the ones that really just was a really hard to sit through, is like when Shuya's at that lighthouse. And
Yeah, I was about to say the fucking lighthouse.
Yeah, when he's with it. Yeah, when Shuya's, he's the main character, and he gets separated from two of his friends, and he ends up at a lighthouse, and he's being looked over by one of these girls, and she's holed up in the lighthouse with some of her friends too.
Yeah.
And well, they also found out that Shuya killed one of the boys. Well, at least they think he killed one of the boys. That I don't know if one of the girls was dating him or was sweet on him. Doesn't matter either way.
I don't know. Yeah, you don't really see a connection between the characters, but she witnessed Shuya kill this guy by accident.
Yeah, he killed this. Yeah, the first guy that Shuya kills. It's a complete accident, but the boy he killed, that one of the girls in this group, I think, like I said, either was dating him or had a crush on him.
Yeah, she witnessed it anyway. She was hiding.
Yeah, that particular detail is not relevant. But what happens is, you see, the kids are all handed out weapons at random. Like, one kid might get a gun, another might get a machete. This girl got poison as her weapon. So they're making him lunch to help him get his strength back. And so she offers to take it to him, and so she covertly slips the poison. Then another one of the girls walks in, notices the food, and says, "Here, let me eat it." And she can't. And of course, obviously, she can't fess up that she added poison to it.
Yeah.
Into it, but by the time the girl starts convulsing and just starts spitting out blood, the jig is pretty much up.
Yeah, and the girls just fucking turn on each other.
Yeah, because they can't figure out who it was that slipped the poison, and so they start killing each other, and she's just hiding under this. She's hiding under this
table.
Yeah, she's hiding under a table, and she's the only one that makes it out. And when Shuya comes down, and she's just she feels you can see she's just fucking feeling guilty about what she did. She's
destroyed. It completely destroys her mental state.
Yeah, and she jumps off a lighthouse and kills herself.
Yeah, that is a fucking. That is one hell of a fucking scene.
Yeah,
and this is all like 7 or so minutes.
Yeah, like I said, that's just one example of what goes on in this film, because these kids are, because the thing that how they force these kids to take part in it is they put these explosive collars around them.
Yeah.
And they basically give them 3 days.
And also, there's what they call danger zones, and there's a new danger zone, and I think it's every 3 hours. And if you're in the danger zone, your collar automatically detonates, so you've got to keep moving. Yeah. And of course, it's pushing them closer together.
Yeah, but the thing that's really pushing them though is that they've got a time limit. If there isn't one survivor by the end of 3 days, they're all gonna go off. If you try to tamper with it, it goes off.
Yeah.
Of course, to throw in a little bit of an X factor, there's 2 other students that are thrown into the mix that are former players in the game.
No, one was a former player, and the other wanted to play because he thought it was going to be a fun idea.
Yeah, he's basically the fucking psycho.
Yeah.
He's the slasher in the whole horror movie. Yeah, that is basically what he. Oh fuck! I had a hard time keeping their names straight. What was he?
Began with K.
Kiriyama. That was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiriyama. He's basically there to be the slasher. So like he just he just walks around killing people just for the hell of it.
And then he gets a fucking bulletproof vest. He becomes like a fucking Terminator character.
You know, which is all the more apt. I mean, like, and he's also got that fucking hair, and just makes him look makes him look like a demon.
And his fucking smile, man.
Yeah. Like I said, he's got a very demonic look to him.
Yeah. I don't think he has a single line of dialogue either, which was...
Yeah, he doesn't speak ever. He never speaks.
No. And your first... Because he gets the fan. I remember he started off with the fan because he goes out to the beach and there's a group of kids and they surround him and one of them's got the Uzi. That's how he gets his killing weapons plus the grenades. And after that, the next thing he does is he goes to the girls with the megaphone because they're trying to rally everyone around to figure out how to get out of this. So he shoots them.
Try to bait them, but yeah, he shoots them.
And then one of the girls is still alive, so he puts the megaphone right to her mouth and then shoots her so her screams heard all over the island.
Yeah. Like I said, he's basically the slasher in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The thing is, he kind of takes away from the girl antagonist because she actually was a little more interesting, though. She had a lot more story.
Oh yeah, the one that's I forget what her name is.
Mitsuko?
Mitsuko, yes, yeah. Mitsuko, yeah, and I think like one thing about her is that she's not afraid to use she's not afraid to use the goods to get an advantage, if you know what I mean.
Because it's hinted that she actually lures a couple of guys into a threesome and then kills them.
Yep.
There's a strong hint at that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like their dead bodies are both naked, so it's not exactly subtle.
And did you watch the director's cut?
Yes, I did, and I think
because she's actually a rape victim. It reveals in that movie.
Really, because the scene I remember seeing is that she nearly got raped, and she pushed the rapist down the stairs and it killed him.
Yeah,
but the guy was going to, but which I find a little weird, because it looked like she was like 8 years old at the time. I find it hard to believe that an 8-year-old could push a full-grown man down a flight of stairs.
Well, fucking this is Barry. Fucking people get shot up and they still get up and move around.
Point taken. This isn't exactly a movie that's aiming for realism.
No. But yeah, she was a rape victim, and the manga version, I haven't read the novel, so I can't say. But the manga actually goes into more detail about her rape and that. So that's what she uses to get ahead, because she lures the guys, and it doesn't work on the girls. Obviously. And she knows this, and that's why whenever she's confronted by a girl, she actually panics and freaks out because she doesn't know how to handle the situation. And that was an interesting character trait, which is only lightly touched upon, but you do see it.
Yeah, well, it's a 2-hour movie. They've only got so much time.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it, but yeah.
I'll say this much though: for being a 2-hour film, they do at least manage to make sure that you know what everyone's motivation is, and they do at least give everyone some measure of character. At least the characters that do matter. Like I can
Except for the people.
I can actually remember most of them off the top of my head, at least just what their character was alone.
Yeah, because he is
just the protagonist.
Yeah, and he had the friend who was like the bad apple. He was the rebel in that. Yeah. Unfortunately, he died. He was the second one to go.
Yep. Oh, and also, by the way, the guy who plays the villain, Takeshi. No, that's not him. What was his name? Oh wait, actually, Takeshi Kitano. Yeah, fucking what's him? But yeah, he plays that teacher very well. Like this is a motherfucker you want to see get killed.
Yeah, he was cool, calm, collect. It was really good. But I love the fucking when he's watching the video that introduction of the Battle Royale, and he's clapping along, and he's trying to encourage the fucking kids to get hyped for it.
Yeah. But like I said, I mean, like the guy. Actually, wait a minute. If I remember correctly, I think Takeshi Kitano. He was in. I want to see.
He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, but there was a. Was he in? No, actor. Fucking yes, he was in the Ghost in the Shell, the live-action Ghost in the Shell. He was Aramaki.
Yeah. And he doesn't fucking speak a single word of English in the entire fucking movie.
True, but yeah, I mean, like, although they kind of got around that by saying that they all had like implants that automatically translated what they were hearing. But still, I mean, yeah, he plays. I'll say this: he was the perfect guy to play Aramaki. Perfect casting right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Takeshi Kitano. I mean, like the teacher he plays. I mean, like I said, the guy's he's a very good antagonist because he's slimy, but well, I mean, he's just a fucking scumbag. But I think he also manages to inject a little humanity in him so that he feels a little believable. Because it's revealed like towards the end of the film, like he doesn't have a very good home life. He's not on good terms with his daughter.
No. Yeah.
And like Noriko, the girl that. Spoilers, guys, in case you didn't already catch on to this. Noriko and Shuya, they're the only two members who actually survive. And yeah, Noriko was like the only student in his class who basically wasn't disrespectful to him. At least showed him a little kindness.
Yeah, and I always got the idea he saw her as the perfect daughter that he wanted in his life.
Yeah, which is I'll run with that. It's better than thinking anything else, which makes him look even sicker.
No, I never got what you were thinking of.
I mean, come on.
I never got.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, it's Japan. I blame Japan's hentai for making that association so easy for me. I mean, like, fuck. This is like, I'm trying to think. Is there any like old man in like anime I've seen that isn't a complete fucking perv? I don't think there is. Because I'm thinking Master Roshi, fucking perv. Or Jiraiya from Naruto, fucking perv.
Okay, I thought of one. And it's a fucking crap anime, and I absolutely hate it. But Real About High School.
What?
Real About High School.
I don't even know what this is.
It's an absolutely fucking horrid anime. But there is an older guy who teaches the main character how to use a sword, and there's no perverted trust to him whatsoever.
Might be the only one that actually breaks the trend.
Yep. It's a fucking crap series, though. Absolutely fucking crap series.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, like, I'm not gonna tell you guys what. Let's just say that there's an overwhelming amount of perverted old men in hentai. It's just, it's easy for my. It's just way too easy for my brain to jump to that conclusion. But
and again, Ninja Scroll and Wicked City, it's basically the same fucking old guy. They're two different characters, but they're basically the same fucking written character. This old perverted guy, and it's the same people who do Wicked City and Ninja Scroll.
What was his name again?
I don't know. I know it's the same guy though.
Ninja Scroll. I know his name, but his name escapes me. Which sucks because I should know his name. I know his name, so I have to look it up now. Yoshiaki Kawajiri. That's him.
Yeah, but he has an old guy perverted character in Ninja Scroll and Wicked City, and they're the same fucking person. Not the same character. They're the same villain. Exactly the same villain. They do the same shit. They speak the same way.
Oh my god! But yeah. But yeah,
Going back,
that's where else were you going?
going back to Naoko and the teacher and their relationship, there's one scene I gotta admit I didn't fully understand. I could see what they were going for, but I couldn't quite work it out. And that's when she has the dream that she and the teacher are eating ice creams on the riverbank. Because that, I don't know what they were actually fucking going for with that. Because she hates him. So why would she get this idea of a daughter-father relationship with him in this dream? I never fully understood why they made her have that dream. It seems so fucking random.
I have no idea. Maybe you sort of have to look into. Maybe there's some hidden meaning to it, but
Yeah, some symbolism or some shit that I'm missing. Yeah.
man, but yeah, I'm still over on the Wikipedia page, and I'm looking at it. I went over to the legacy section. It talks about the influence this movie had. Since its release, had an influence on filmmakers such as Quentin Tarantino, most notably his Kill Bill films.
Yep.
And he's actually been Battle Royale's also been referenced in Shaun of the Dead. And Battle Royale's was also referenced in American pop culture, from Tarantino's films to the Flaming Lips. He used footage from the film as a backdrop for its Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots tour.
Tarantino was actually offered a part to play the president in part 2.
We'll get.
I can't remember.
I got. Stay there.
No, I'm just saying he turned it down, but he was offered the part of it.
Wow,
so because he loved.
That actually would have been kind of cool, but yeah. Back on Tarantino, he's actually listed. It's his favorite film released since he began directing in 1992, and I remember finding an interview where he said that he wished he made that film.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It's very Tarantino-y, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess you could. I think it's more.
Well, the unrealistic violence.
I think it's more Tarantino by what's the word? Serendipity. Like, it's. I don't know that Kinji Fukasaku was actually influenced by him. But I mean, like, I could easily see him having made this film.
Well, he got one of the actresses from Battle Royale to play Go-Go and Kill Bill.
Oh yeah.
I forget her name.
Yeah, I did. Chiaki Uriyama.
Yeah, she was Go-Go.
Yeah. Now, here's something interesting though. There's a section dedicated to remake plans. But
oh yeah, I've heard about this for fucking years.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not really sure that. Like I said, I mean, like, with Hunger Games already coming out and it's already made a ton of money, it would just feel kind of it would have the potential to be a better film, but it would be kind of redundant.
They want to make it fucking PG though, PG-13. They would want to make it
bad idea, very bad idea.
Terrible idea, fucking horrible idea.
This film does not work PG-13. It has to be hard R or go home.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just. But the thing is, like, I don't think it could ever happen because New York Times reports that the parallels are striking enough that Collins' work has been savaged on the blogosphere as a bald-faced ripoff, but argues that there are enough possible sources for the plotline that the two authors might have hit on the same basic setup independently. It's talking about how Hunger Games why people basically blowtorched in effigy the Hunger Games for plagiarizing Battle Royale, which, I mean, I've heard that the author got the idea from watching reality TV and the news in one night, and the two just sort of blended together in their head.
Okay, no, hold on.
Yeah.
Between Battle Royale and Hunger Games, there was another one like this, and it's Steve Austin, and it was a bunch of prisoners that were sent to the island.
Yes, the Condemned.
Yeah, that one. And that was a reality TV thing, because people could pay to watch it, they could pay to watch it or some shit.
Yeah, it was like a pay-per-view. It was like wasn't that a WWE film?
It may have
under their WWE Studios banner, I think.
Yeah, because Vince Jones was in it, and he's a close to WWE.
Really? Huh. Isn't Vinny funny because I think like wasn't Vinny Jones like in I mean like before he started acting, wasn't he like a football player?
Yeah, he was, and he whenever WWE back in the WWF days would tour England, he would always make some kind of appearance, and he'd always side with Austin against McMahon. You know, just get the crowd all hyped and ready for the matches.
Oh, I see. But yeah, I mean, like, but you were going on with the Condemned.
Yeah, that was between Battle Royale and between Hunger Games. So if this person said they got the idea of Hunger Games from reality TV, it's already been fucking done in the Condemned.
And that was a completely original, breaking out the air quotes there, an original WWE production.
Yeah.
Although I've heard of mixed things about that. Some people seem to like it, some people don't. Like,
I hate it. I've seen it. It's fucking horrible.
well, it's WWE. It's WWE. Like, what were you expecting?
The thing is, fucking Austin, man, in this interview, he says, "Oh, this is a movie like this has never been done." It's like Battle Royale. It has been done.
I'll give it. I think we can cut some slack. He probably didn't know it existed at the time.
No, yeah, maybe not. I bet he was paid to say that, though.
Also, would not surprise me. Here's something that's really gonna be fucking stupid. There are breaking out the air quotes again, talks of an American TV series during the summer of 2012. The CW, the red alert should already be going off in your head, Dinte. The CW had been in discussion with the Hollywood representative about the possibility of turning Battle Royale into an American television show. According to a spokesperson, the talks were only preliminary, but if a deal could be reached, the network would acquire the rights to the novel, then unpack and expand it for an hour-long dramatic series. Joyce June, a Hollywood attorney representing U.S. rights to the title, states, "There is no deal in place."
Thank God.
Yeah, and CW is about the worst place this could fucking go. This is the same network that made Arrow.
Yeah, all right.
You see, the CW has a kind of, they have a certain, what's the word I want to get to? They have a certain style to how they do things. Like, they have to make everything all pretty. They have to sheen it up, polish it up. So they always have to get the most attractive people they can find for actors.
Yeah.
They don't, and they have to make everything look good. But like they put a lot of money into making sure things look good. But and by good I don't mean like it suits the story. Like it has to look. They have to make it look pretty.
It's all substance.
Yeah, it's all style.
Yeah, it's all substance. It's all style.
Yeah, it's all
style.
Yeah, it's all style, and it's not even a very inspired style at that.
Yeah.
They tried their hands at doing a remake of that Beauty and the Beast TV show from the 80s that had Ron Perlman in it. It's let me put it this way, random screenshots look like covers from a Harlequin romance novel.
I'm gonna have to look that up
Like
after.
the guy's fucking ripped, he's super handsome. And the gimmick is that he was in this medical experiment that when he gets angry, he kind of goes berserk and shit, and
So he's almost a Hulk character, almost.
something like that. Yeah, it's not like in I didn't even see the original, but from what I got, the idea like Ron Perlman was playing a guy who wasn't human at all. He was a monster.
Yeah.
But from what I could gather, he sort of had this soul. Like he was a monster, but he was a monster with a soul.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it was along those lines.
Yeah. But yeah, CW, worst place a TV series for Battle Royale could possibly go.
Next one being Fox.
Yeah, for different reasons though. Yeah. If it was maybe going to say like Showtime or HBO.
HBO would be the place to fucking put it.
Maybe
If you're gonna do it.
Netflix, Showtime, or HBO. Yeah, I'd where they don't have to deal with cable restrictions as badly. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna have to fucking say this because if they did an anime, like, okay, let's say for fucking sake of argument, there's going to be an anime. They've decided it. I bet that they would try to make this the Game of Thrones type anime because Battle Royale would be this fucking story to do it.
Interesting.
I reckon because Attack of Titans is being compared to, as the counter for The Walking Dead, which is Attack of Titans, all right. Walking Dead's turned into a crap fucking series, but I bet if they did a Battle Royale, it would be they try to make it the Game of Thrones of anime.
Interest. Now, that has potential to be good and bad.
Oh yeah, but I reckon Battle Royale would be the one to do it though. If they were going to try to for Game of Thrones type thing.
Berserk certainly isn't picking up that baton.
Oh god, fucking poor Berserk.
Even though it should be.
Oh yeah. They completely fucked it after the fucking 98 series.
Well, they had an excuse. They had that one has an excuse, but it's still good. That one's at least good though.
Yeah. I mean, after it's done.
Yeah.
As far as the anime goes, the movies weren't that good. The fucking oh my god, the new series.
The new anime.
Oh jeez, god.
Yeah, like I said. Yeah, Berserk. This should be the anime. This should be the anime Game of Thrones. Like.
Yeah, it would be, and it'd be fucking good at it.
Why am I the one who's saying this? Why?
I don't know.
This should be obvious to anyone. This should be obvious to pretty much anyone. Why do I have to be the guy to point this out? Berserk of all anime should be the anime equivalent to Game of Thrones. It's got all the right ingredients, but because they got a fucking director who doesn't know how to fucking direct, it's just. But yes, Battle Royale being the Game of Thrones of anime, that's got potential to either be really good or just really lame.
But it could work because you got your character, you got your different fucking characters, and the way that the manga sets up is each chapter is a different character, and it follows their time on the island, and they either die at the end or they they just move into someone else's story, and
so it actually gives a lot more characterization than the film does.
Yeah. So if you build your anime with that concept of storytelling in mind, it'd be a good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. I mean, like that. I could see that easily working. Although, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if they've got like a small cast of main characters that they focus on just so you've got someone to keep you invested.
Yeah.
Instead of being like obviously, but let me think. Like, what would be a decent amount of episodes for such an anime? Like, I mean, if they're gonna cover like all 42 of the kids, it's at some to one degree or another. 12 is not gonna cut it.
No, you need the traditional fucking count used to be 26. Now it's cut down to fucking 12 or 13. You need 26 at least, maybe 30. 26 to 30.
Well, yeah, no, obviously you can't ask for them to do 42 episodes because that's a bit much.
No, because a lot of the fucking characters fucking kill themselves at the start anyway. I don't even know their fucking names. I just know
there was that one boy and girl couple who just committed suicide.
And then there was the others that hung themselves.
Yeah.
And then the others threw them off the cliff.
Yeah.
And Slasher Psycho takes out fucking 8 in one go right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Or was it 8 or 5?
It's probably 5. I'm exaggerating, but it was a fucking good number anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, So yeah, I mean, I would say like 26, maybe 30. That would probably be a decent amount.
Yeah.
But now the only question is like, who would, like, what studio would they hand this off to? I mean, like, would this be an anime that would demand like a lot of high production value? I mean, like, I now nowadays, like, a lot of anime just seem obsessive with making their landscapes look really nice.
Yeah, and their fucking characters are fucking ridiculous now. I'm sorry. I hate the new look for characters.
I don't. I'm kind of with you on that. Like, character designs for anime has drastically taken a downgrade right over the years.
It has. It's trying to be too fucking cutesy now, and it fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, like, every now and again you get one that's a bit of a standout.
Yeah. Like Psychopaths, the fucking characters in that look good.
Yeah, they don't look too bad. I mean, I haven't really seen Tokyo Ghoul, but it doesn't look that. But the character designs look decent. They don't look overly kawaii or shonen or anything. It at least fits the aesthetic for what it's going for, I think. Thank you.
Oh, I know who'll be good at it. If they're doing it with the character set episodes like me, the fucking people did Paranoia Agent, because that was a similar layout.
Okay, now let me pull that up, because I forgot.
Was it Madhouse?
Was it Madhouse?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think it was. Let's see. Okay, that was. What was this? Okay. Oh, did you? Studio. Yeah, it was Madhouse. It was Madhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like. Yeah, I mean, Madhouse is. They've got a pretty good track record with at least giving their shows a good aesthetic.
Yeah. And plus, yeah, you could follow the formula I suggested. Paranoia Agent does that. It follows different central characters, but it all comes back to the main girl towards the end, and it flows nicely.
Yeah, it does.
Plus, the character designs were good in that one.
Yeah, although that was more down to it being a Satoshi Kon work.
No, yeah, of course.
But from what I do know of Madhouse, they do have a pretty good track record with getting decent character designers and artists on their staff.
Yeah. Well, they did fucking Death Note, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did Death Note. They did Death Note. They did Black Lagoon. Like those are just the ones that I remember off the top of my head.
Brett.
What?
They did High School of the Dead.
Fuck you! That anime doesn't Fuck you, that anime doesn't exist. It does not.
That's payback for bringing out Matt Pet last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, they also did Wicked City and Ninja Scroll. Oh, they also did One Punch Man.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the fucking better new ones too, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a second season coming, which I'm
Cool.
for.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, like, I would. If there was gonna be like an anime version of Battle Royale, have to be 30 episodes, hand it off to Madhouse, whom I'm confident would not only get a good director, they'd get decent artists on the staff.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad. It would not be bad at all.
That'd be very good. Let's get back to the movie anyway. We're fucking getting way off here.
We are, but it's still kind of relevant. Yeah, so...
It is. Oh, yeah, it's relevant.
People talk Battle Royale to death, like, about its social and political commentary. Although that is kind of going to get lost on a non-Japanese viewer, because, well, what what this section of the Wikipedia page talks about is that some viewers see it as a satire of the Japanese economy during the lost decade. Others view it as a criticism of the Japanese educational system, such as the issues of school violence and its failings to prepare students for the extremely competitive Japanese employment market that favors elitism, in which students must partake in fiercely competitive nationwide examinations in order to secure a spot in the more distinguished universities, as these will guarantee student placement and better careers. Other interpretations include the Japanese generational attitudes, that is, creating social, political, and economic divides between the young and old. I mean, I'm kind of going with, it does have a quote by Fukasaku that says, "The children who have grown up and witnessed what happened to the adults, their anxiety became heightened as well. So I set Battle Royale within the context of children versus adults."
Yeah. And coming back to what you were saying about the fucking, Japan thing, is it the first or the second one when they're going through the list of countries that the economy's completely collapsed?
Actually, that was the second one, and they were talking about countries that the United States bombed.
Oh, no, it was... I remember that, but I'm sure there was one... I must be thinking of the fucking manga. Never mind. Because they talk about countries where the economy's completely collapsed, and Japan's one of the last ones that's still holding out because they introduced the Battle Royale program. Yeah, I must be thinking about the manga, sorry.
Yeah, I'll take your word for that because I haven't read the manga yet.
I've got a couple of volumes laying around somewhere. I've probably lost them, actually, now that I think about it.
oh Lord. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to believe there's some social commentary in there, but like I said, it is more than likely going to be commentary that's more relevant to a Japanese viewer than a non-Japanese viewer. Not that you can't sympathize with it, but I'm just saying, if you're not Japanese, it's not going to really mean much to you.
Yeah, it still sparks the fucking debates.
Yeah, which is also, it's also good. I mean, I don't think you and I can really talk that much about it, seeing as how you and I don't think either one of us has that great a knowledge of what the current social climate or political climate or economic climate is like in Japan. Although I know I don't. Although the Japanese educational system, that's something that definitely strikes a chord with me, and being that I got my own issues with the education system in my own country, and I don't think it prepares the kids that go through it for the world very well. But like I said, it's a completely different context. It's not really going to apply to what Battle Royale may or may not be commenting on. But if you understand Japan very well, if you understand the climate there, you probably can find it, and it honestly would. I am actually willing to believe that Fukasaku did put in some sort of commentary, given that I said this came from a place where from his youth, where, like I said, it's where he developed a distrust of adults, and because
you fucking see that in the movies, clear as fucking day.
Yeah, like I said, he's internalized these emotions for a very long time, which, like I said, that's part of what makes Battle Royale work, is because everything in it feels so genuine. And not to repeat myself, but pretty much nothing that happened in that movie, none of the emotions that were conveyed, none of it felt fake, none of it felt staged. It all felt very real.
Well, it is a fucking long time to boil it up, because Battle Royale, I think it came out in 2003, 2004. My dates might be off, but it was in that period. World War II was 1939 to 1945. There's a good fucking 6 years it would have boiled and stewed in him.
Yeah, you talking about the novel?
Well, his World War II experiences from there to, when he
started working on the
gets and gets his story out there. There's fucking 60 years that he would have had that sitting inside him.
Yeah. So yeah, he's definitely gonna. See, like I said, this is definitely something he's been mulling over for a long time.
Yeah, and it's not something you'd fucking forget, man. That shit would stay with you.
Yeah, in fact, here's another thing about the creative process. When asked in an interview with the Midnight Eye if the film was a warning or advice to the young, Fukasaku responded by describing the words warning and advice as sounding very strong to me, as if these were actions one tries to accomplish. Therefore, the film would not be particularly a warning or advice. Fukasaku explained that the film, which he describes as a fable, includes themes such as crime by young people, which in Japan are very real modern issues. Fukasaku said that he did not have a lack of concern or lack of interest. He used the themes as part of his fable. When the interviewer told Fukasaku that he asked this question specifically because the word run in the concluding text, which the interviewer described as very positive, Fukasaku explained that he developed the concept throughout the film. Fukasaku interpreted the interviewer's question as having a stronger meaning than a simple message. He further explained that the film simply contains his words to the next generation, so the viewer should decide whether to take his words as advice or a warning. And like I said, considering what he went through when in World War II, and I just said he's obviously been internalizing that for a very long time.
Very fucking half a century.
Yeah. So if this is what he's telling young people of this came out in 2000, he's basically telling Japanese Gen Xers. That's basically what he's basically making this movie as. It's just what it's just basically a story he wants to tell Japanese Gen Xers that, guys, don't be so quick to trust the adults in your life, because not all of them have your best interests at heart.
Well, that's fucking true. Listen. Yeah. I mean, and obviously we didn't learn that lesson as harsh as he did, but we have fucking learned it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's, I'd hate to sort of inject this, but I do feel like it is kind of relevant, and I'm not injecting this to make some sort of political statement, but I do think it does kind of show, like where Fukasaku's coming from and what he was trying to maybe get across to the young people that were watching this film. And I mean, like, this is sort of the same place the alt-right's more or less coming from, because they've got a very deep-seated distrust of baby boomers, and that's baby boomers from either the left or the right. Like, they see the liberal baby boomers as creating all the fucking degeneracy that you see that they're pointing out, like all the shit with the 31 flavors of genders, there's the destroyed families, and the trying to tear down a patriarchy, but they also got a deep-seated distrust towards conservative boomers for, in their own minds, not being conservative enough. This isn't me trying to. I want to make one thing perfectly clear, guys. Not trying to say not trying to make this as an endorsement of the alt-right. Just saying that this is kind of a thing that. Well, it's sort of a thing that young people just sort of go with. We all got this period where we don't trust the adults in our lives for one reason or another.
Yeah, whatever reason.
And I guess, and you could say that is sort of a part of growing up. Which, if that's also part of the film, that's universal enough. Like, you can understand that. Like, yeah, don't be so. If that's anyone watching this film, whether you're Japanese or not, you can take away from that film that you shouldn't be so quick to trust all the adults in your life, because not all of them are trustworthy. And it accomplishes that by telling a story where high schooler kids kill each other.
Yeah, we're going to keep our kids under control by turning them into psycho killers. It's fucking. I'm sorry, that concept alone just cracks me up. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, at least, like, you ever seen A Clockwork Orange, Dinte?
Yes, I have many times.
I mean, that's at least a bit more plausible.
Yeah, because it's trying to block out all his dark sensations and shit.
Yeah, it just brainwashes Alex into being basically a good person. Except that,
Yeah.
Although I mean, like we could fill an entire video on that. Maybe we should. But perhaps Clockwork Orange will be next week's video. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, but,
Anyway.
I mean, honestly, I think we've kind of talked on the first battle royale to death. I don't think there's really much more we can say. I mean, like, other than that, it's a great fucking film, and yeah, honestly, owe it to yourself to see it at least once. About the only thing I'm not sure if this is still a thing, but the only thing from what I understand, like, it's not exactly easy to come across. And oh wait, actually, I take that back.
No, it got a re-release.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been re-released. Yeah.
There was a time like you could not get this film easily in North America. Like, I think you had to get bootleg copies essentially out here at one point. But now there's an official DVD and Blu-ray edition that was released back in 2012 by Anchor Bay Entertainment.
I think you're gonna fucking hate to admit this, but I think Hunger Games played a hand in that.
Well, one good thing came out of it, I suppose.
Yeah. Actually, just before we move on to the second movie, because this ties into the second movie as well, the first 5 minutes, first couple of minutes when it's one of the Battle Royale games is just finished and we introduced to the character of Maya, her smile, her look, it fucking prepares you for what's going to happen to these everyday kids after they've gone through that game. And of course, she actually is in the second one because her weapon's in a fucking explosive teddy bear or some shit. I don't know how she won the.
Oh man, that is just. Am I the one who finds that to be very anime-ish?
Yeah, but my point is because she's the first character you introduced her, and her smile, it just tells you fucking everything about what she's gone through.
Yeah.
Because she's covered in blood as well.
It's a very chilling scene.
Yeah. And of course she is in the second one and she's still got that fucking smile on her. It's the only expression you fucking see her with.
Yeah, it's like it just pretty much shows you that this thing it messes up these kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, going back, but yeah, you can actually find this in North America completely legal. So, and I would also encourage you to maybe get it on Blu-ray. I don't know if it's the version I saw. I mean, like, I think it was like standard DVD, but it probably wouldn't look too bad in Blu-ray. So,
I did actually get the Blu-ray re-release back in 2012. It looks alright. I didn't get the second one. I don't think the second one's actually had it yet, but the first one has.
So I mean, like, it doesn't look outstanding for a Blu-ray, but it looks good at least.
No,
like, there's some films like everyone talks up that it looks amazing on Blu-ray.
No, I think it's not as overhyped as 4K, but they do overhype it.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's some films that you could make that case for. Like, I talked about this with Sam in an earlier episode when we were going through the westerns, and I said I wanted to get Assassination of Jesse James on Blu-ray just because the film itself looks so good. I can only imagine that it looks really incredible on Blu-ray.
I haven't actually seen it on Blu-ray, but yeah, that one would probably be a good example.
Yeah, I mean, like,
what the hell was it?
Yeah, Battle Royale. I mean, it's not the most slickest looking film, but it's honestly doesn't need to be. It looks good. It's at least got very powerful imagery. It's got scenes that are gonna burn into your fucking skull once you've seen them. And but also be prepared. This is a very emotionally draining film. So yeah, I guess that's all we can really say about the first one. So let's talk about the second one and how it's inferior.
Okay, now the second one actually had a good start. It wasn't the best, but it had a decent enough start, and there is a certain point where it completely changes tone, and that's because what's his name actually passed away halfway through filming.
Kinji Fukasaku was working on the sequel, but died after shooting one scene with Takeshi Kitano, and he died of prostate cancer. So his son Kenta Fukasaku completed it.
Yeah, but you can actually fucking pinpoint the exact moment where he took over. It's that fucking obvious. Because it just shifts tone so fucking drastically. And I heard the second movie was actually going to be a lot different than what we got.
Yeah, I'll give it this much credit. I have expected it, as I was going through it, I have expected it to just basically recycle the plot from the first one.
Yeah.
It did not. It gets that much credit. It at least does it at least takes the narrative in the next logical step. I mean, in the next logical direction. I give it that much credit.
Yeah.
Where the film's narrative loses it for me is after the beginning, and because after the beginning's good, but after that it just, I'm gonna say the tone takes a completely shifts because as Fukasaku's son took over, and let's just say he is definitely not his father, which unfair comparison, but I don't think he understood what his dad was going for.
No.
It does not seem to be able to settle on who its protagonist is supposed to be. Because
it actually can bounce between three fucking people.
The first film juggled several different characters, but it was very clear Shuya was the protagonist.
Yeah.
It was very clear about that. The second one, it bounces between this girl named Shiori, this other kid named Taku, and Shuya, and it cannot pick one of them. It just keeps bouncing.
And each one's got a fucking setup to be the protagonist, of course, because Shiori is actually the teacher's daughter that he talks to in the first one.
Yeah, hers. Although in retrospect, I have to wonder, why is she there anyway? Her motivation just seems so muddied. It was very clear that she wasn't on good terms with her father. She pretty much hated his guts. So, I'll give them this much credit. They don't give her a revenge plot. Good on them for that.
She wanted to confront Shuya, though. That was one thing I did get. She wanted to confront him, and it looks like she had something to ask him, but she never got around to it.
Yeah, honestly, I honestly do not see why she needs to be there.
Well, this is the thing. When the director died, his original idea probably would have gone with him. So she's just left there.
I'm trying to, I've tried working out in my head how this film could have worked. How it could have been done better. And about the only thing I could settle on was that it would have to work. The best way it could have worked is with Taku as the protagonist.
Yeah.
Now, Taku is one of these delinquent kids at this really bad school. Now, how about I think it'll work best if we at least cover just give a brief overview of the plot from how the film was presented, and then I'll give my thoughts on how I think it could have been done better.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a plan.
Okay, so since I've been gabbing so much, how about you take the reins this time, D&T?
Okay, so basically to start off, it takes place a few months after Battle Royale, and Shuya has actually become a terrorist, and he's the leader of this group, which are known as the Wild Seven, and they're assembled of previous game winners, and of course the my character, which I talked about before, she's there, and there's some island that they're holding on, and they go around to certain places, and they're basically terrorists. They're basically an Al Qaeda type terrorist fucking group at this point.
This was made in 2003, so obviously they never would have seen this coming. But me, I just saw the red and black, and I'm thinking, fuck it, that's fucking Antifa. That's Antifa.
Yep.
Although,
and this was also post 9/11, so they were kind of pushing it as well.
Yeah, although this is actually something the sequel got shit for because they list off a bunch of countries that have been bombed by the United States, and there's quite a bit of anti-Americanism in it.
Well, what's the fucking one of the first things we see? It's two fucking towers coming down the way the Twin Towers did.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, this film was not very subtle.
No, it was not. And that might have been one of the reasons why Tarantino turned it down as well, to play the president. Which would be a fucking smart thing to do.
Although you gotta wonder, I mean, like, Tarantino's not exactly known for being subtle either.
No, but he does have respect for things. He might have looked and thought, no, this is a bit too far.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, even his ugliest movies aren't this hateful.
No. Anyway, so you got Shia there and his Wild Seven group, and each member of the Wild Seven is kind of like his generals at this point, and they're all fucking previous Battle Royale winners, and they declare war on adults. They flat out say, we are declaring on every adult out there until they stop making us kill. So the Battle Royale program's shifted. It's called Battle Royale Requiem, and the idea, they bring in the new kids, but instead of having them fight each other, their mission is to kill Shia, and it's the same fucking 3-day time limit and all that. It's the same rules. They got the fucking collars with the bombs and all this, and they're each given a weapon. They're actually given proper weapons. It's not fucking...
It's a lot more militaristic, and also they separate them into boy and girl pairs, and the
Oh, yeah. And if one of your pair dies, the other person dies.
Yeah, if your partner dies, you die, so you gotta...
You're fucked.
You gotta keep your partner alive.
But, it's not you given guns, and it's not fucking luck of the draw this time. And then they're left on this island, and it's a fucking Normandy fucking...
I saw that scene, and I automatically said to myself, this is the fucking beach scene from Saving Private Ryan. Like,
yeah, it is.
It's the beach scene from Saving Private Ryan.
And fucking so many of the kids get killed off because, of course, one dies and it sets off the collar for their partner, and when they explode, it takes out the fucking boats that they're on. Oh, and also the partners, they're not allowed to be... They've got to stay within a certain proximity of each other as well.
Yeah, you can't go... Yeah, you can't wander too far away from each other. Yeah,
so anyway, yeah. So they get to the island in their fucking World War II fucking style. And
Private Ryan style. That's...
Yeah.
It's amazing. I give the film's premise at least for taking the narrative in the next logical direction.
Yeah.
And yet there are parts of it that are just so uninspired. Like,
yeah.
They're not even, like, I know I said the film wasn't subtle, but like they are just shamelessly ripping off that beach scene. Like, about the only thing, like, I half expected to see one of the kids have it, like, cradling his guts spilling out at some point. Thankfully that didn't happen, but it's like...
Actually, it did.
Really? I don't remember seeing that.
There was that guy who got blasted in half and he's hanging from the tree.
Yeah, true. But what I meant was like...
Oh, no, yes, I see what you mean.
Like the way it happened in Saving Private Ryan. I mean, like... But,
yeah.
Like I said, if you've seen that beach scene, you've basically seen this scene too. Like, it's not subtle about it at all.
No. But it's... After this beach scene is where the movie starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
Because they get there and they get into this fucking fortress where Shia and his group are ended up, and, you know, there's a big shootout and a whole bunch of the fucking kids die. I can't even remember their names. And of course their partners' collars start beeping, and it's really fucking weird because some of them just explode. I couldn't work out the fucking collars at all. Some seem to explode, and I guess you'd call it plot armor for the characters that need to survive. Their collars can magically beat for fucking days and nothing would happen. But she, I think he's got the skill Mucky, and she's built like this EPM device which knocks out the collars. So they do that. Everyone's saved from exploding. And then the movie it kind of stops. And it stops for a good fucking hour. And she is talking these kids into fighting with them. And of course, every now and again, the fucking other militaries attack. But it just falls apart after this. It's hard to make sense of up until the final battle, what they were actually trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, like... Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's just like... I mean, like, you're declaring war on adults. Yeah, I get... Okay, sure. I mean, the adults were responsible for making everything as fucked up as it is, but am I the one who sees this as, like... What's the... I'm trying to figure out a good analogy for this. I can't decide if this is like Moby Dick or Don Quixote.
That's a good question.
Don't get me wrong. In both cases, it's foolhardy, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I could say Moby Dick because it's actually I got wait. It's like some bizarre amalgamation of Don Quixote and Moby Dick because it's as fucking treacherous and dangerous as Moby Dick, and it's as ludicrously misguided as Don Quixote.
Yeah. And it just stops making sense. The only character I remember from had any kind of arc was actually Sucky, the sniper, which I'd said she's really the only character I remember. And that's the director's cut went because her brother's there. And it felt like she was the only one who actually got a proper full story turnaround. Because none of the other characters fucking made any sense. The fucking teacher who hated Shuya because his daughter was caught up in a terrorist attack, for some reason all of a sudden turns up on the island with a collar around his neck and says, "Go kill the adults." I'm like, what?
Although I'd have to say, like, at the beginning, it was fucking fun to watch. He was like an anime villain.
He's fucking eating all the fucking pills. But
initially, that guy was fun to watch, at least.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, but his story didn't make much sense. I got it. He blames Shuya for his daughter's death, but then he turns on the island with he's in a fucking rugby uniform, he's got a rugby ball, he's got the collar on his neck.
That was actually a rugby ball. I thought that was football. American football. Which now makes me think, which now makes me realize where my home country's cash cow gets its lineage from.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, it's the same ball, and
yeah,
I've looked at in early football uniforms look like rugby uniforms. It's just like, and now it kind of makes more sense that instead of there was a guy who came through work, he was a Kiwi, had a Dallas Cowboys hat on. I mean, and Sam told me Kiwis love sports, and Kiwis, you go nuts for rugby, and
yeah, it's a national sport.
Yeah, I guess it would make sense to make the leap from. Wouldn't be hard to make the leap from rugby to football.
No, it probably wouldn't.
Yeah, they look like they're basically the same game.
Yeah, they pretty much are. Anyway, yeah, he turns up in this fucking rugby uniform with the rugby ball, and all of a sudden he's completely had a turn around. He's saying, "Go kill the adults," and then I don't know why, but his collar starts beeping. And then he fucking runs at the three characters, jumps over them, and just explodes. It's so fucking weird.
It's so fucking dumb, too. It's just like, oh my god.
And I'm thinking, okay, so, what just happened with him?
I know.
But yeah, for me, Saki, and she was like a sub character. She was one of the Wild Seven. She was their main sniper. She was the only one who actually felt like she had a complete story arc up until her death. And that's with her brother, who was one of the people, of course, who came to try and kill Shuya. But that was it. And all the rest is just, I don't even know why fucking Mai was there. I can't even remember what happened to Mai. Did she get out? No, she blew up. That's right. She ran into a fucking bunch of soldiers with a magic exploding teddy bear and took them out. But yeah, it's as soon as they get to the island, I don't know what they were fucking doing with it. It completely lost me for a good hour.
Yeah, here's something interesting. I'm looking at the reception it got. Ilya Garga of Time said that while the film has more bullets, bombs, and dramatic battlefields deaths than its predecessor had, the sequel does not have the who'll die next in house suspense. Garger described the characters in Battle Royale 2 as a simpler breed who joined forces to defeat the adults. One of the few positive reviews was from Jamie Russell of the BBC. Which, well, that's,
okay, say it.
Which kind of makes sense. Starting to
Let's hear this.
Makes more sense. Of the BBC, who stated that the film scrapes by on the strength of its startlingly subversive. Wait, let me get this right. Scrapes by on the strength of its startlingly subversive political commentary, wearing its anti-American sentiments on its sleeve. Despite criticizing for tortuously overlong, resoundingly clunky, and full of bloated sense of its own importance, it concluded that its decision to cast its heroes as teenage Al-Qaeda-style terrorists fighting against a fascistic adult America is staggeringly bold. Which is not untrue.
It's not. Jesus, if this movie got released today for the first time, holy shit, the backlash.
No, actually, I can already tell you how it would go. You'd see Solana and Huffington Post and all the other lib-rags saying it's a powerful, provocative critique of America. Whereas you'd see all the right-wing sources like Breitbart or InfoWars saying that this is as anti-American as it gets. Although like Breitbart and InfoWars would be acting just out of reflex, though the lib-rags would be doing it just because they're trying to sound cultural.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll give him that much. It is a bold decision. A stupid decision, but a bold decision nonetheless.
Ow, and then the the fucking ending, man. It's almost a Sundance. Who is it? Sundance.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
But
yeah,
it's that fucking ending.
Yeah,
They somehow got out of it.
You rip off Saving Private Ryan. Why not rip off Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid while you're at it?
Yeah, it's Shuya and the other main character. Fuck, his name just slipped my mind. Kinto's just died. She saves Shuya, I think, if I remember correctly. She sacrifices herself to save him. And all the militants are coming in. So they look at each other, they pick up their guns, they run out, and it just fades into white or black, and you hear all the guns fighting. It's a fucking real Robert Redford fucking flashback there.
Yep.
And yet somehow they fucking make it out alive. The next scene, I forget where they are, but all the kids are meeting up in the fucking Iraq.
Wikipedia says they're out in Afghanistan.
They meet up there, and all of a sudden, fucking Shuya and the other kid turn up in a truck, and they're perfectly fucking fine. And it's like, I'm sorry, I mean, if they had finished the movie with them running out and all the guns are firing, and that's all I actually see of them. It's like, okay, yeah, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid ripoff, but we can assume we know what fucking happened. This is like, okay, they ran out, they're completely outnumbered, and they somehow make it to fucking Afghanistan. Oh, that's right, because the fucking time expired.
Yeah, well, no, like they say, the Prime Minister says, like, you better wrap this up because the United States is gonna come to bomb that island.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The time expired and the bombs hit, and then it gets to fucking Afghanistan and they're fine. They got off. They somehow got through all the militants, avoided the bombs, got off the island, got on a plane somewhere, got to Afghanistan, got a truck, and met up with the crew. And it's how? How the fuck did they do that?
I don't fucking know.
That was a rhetorical question, man.
I know.
I mean,
fuck, man. Yeah, but
I tell you how they fucking should have ended it. They should have gone from beneath the planet of the apes ending. They run out and they get shot up, and the last thing you see is fucking Shuya reaching for this bomb, and he presses it, and everything just blows up.
Yeah, that would have been a fitting ending, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we covered the plot, the stupid, confusing plot, which is hampered by the fact that it can't decide on who its fucking protagonist is.
No, yeah, that's its fucking biggest flaw.
Yeah. Here's how I think it could have gone better.
All right.
Okay, so she already
Okay, so
kick her out. She's got no.
Yep.
She doesn't have. She doesn't have a clear motivation. She doesn't really have a reason to go after Shuya. There's really no reason for her to be in the film. So, rather
there's no.
make the protagonist the other kid I remember being Taku. That's what they called him.
Taku.
Yeah, that's what I remember them calling him. So, well, we make Taku the protagonist. Now, how this goes differently is that they're gonna still do battle royale too, but instead of like just shanghaiing the kids and forcing them into it, rather this version of battle royale is more made to mold them, like take a bunch of delinquents and try to make something out of them. So basically, they round up a bunch of delinquents. They round up all the delinquent kids from that school, and they put them basically through a battle royale boot camp where they are all broken down and built back up. And they are built up with the sole purpose of killing Shuya.
Yeah. That's
And basically make them like the mobile infantry from Starship Troopers. Like they are basically made to get indoctrinated by the state.
Citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. But yeah, not like that.
Yeah.
Basically, like they are basically saying they're basically dumped into this boot camp, told you're completely worthless. You've got no other. There is no other place in the country that is going to take you in. This is the only place you've got a chance to make something of yourself. And you are going to do what we say when we say it. And they are not. And like I said, they put these kids basically through the ringer. Like I said, they do everything to break them down. It is nothing short of pure abuse.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
That's an interesting angle to come from.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. So yeah, you got that, and obviously, if we're continuing with the Starship Trooper analogy, Taka would basically be what Johnny Rico was. He's basically the standout. He's shown that he's the guy that they can that has the best qualities to be the group leader. And so that's So that what he makes that we're basically building Taco up to be Shuya's opposite. He's basically he's getting built up to be a 1-to-1 inverse of Shuya. Yeah, he is a mirror image.
Yeah.
He is the anti-Shuya. Yeah,
that would work. That would work good.
Yeah, where Shuya's whole mission is basically freedom. He's trying to topple the state so that he can free the kids, and by extension free society from a corrupt authority. Taco is authority. He wants to his mission is to maintain stability and maintain the status quo.
Yeah, that would be really fucking good.
Yeah. And as they finish up the boot camp, they're put on the mission. Now, I think what really will make this more powerful is that we should barely ever see Shuya in this. Like, for most of the, like, aside from like a couple propaganda vids he puts out, or that the boot camp shows the kids, we hardly ever see him. Like, he's either got his face obscured or he's hidden in shadows. Like, he is never. Shuya should be rarely seen, but he should be constantly felt throughout the film.
Yeah.
You know, his presence should be felt from the moment they touch down on that island. And like, now that we have to get the sense, and the best way we can get the sense that they're fighting on Shuya's turf now is that Wild 7 basically they waste no time in making mincemeat out of Taku's brigade. Hey, if they're gonna go with the anti-American route, they should be going with like how like ill prepared or they are basically how we were fighting out in Iraq. In the Iraq War, and although I think honestly that actually went pretty good. But I mean, like, they ended with mission accomplished. Like, it ended messily, but they said mission was mission accomplished or whatever. But they quickly learned that they don't exactly have the advantage, because the Wild 7, they know the layout of the land, they know all the ins and outs. And so Taga figures out that he's going to have to figure out how to stay one step up Shuya. And it sort of becomes a game of cat and mouse. I'll say.
Yeah.
And let's see. How do now guys, keep in mind, I am basically making this up as I go.
No, that's fine.
But I do have a basic idea of how I think it should go. The details I am working out on the fly. They eventually come across a system of caves on the island, and they figure out that this can lead them into the heart of Shuya's base. So they change their strategy up. They have like one group basically acting as a diversion to keep the Wild 7 occupied, while they have a smaller group moving through the cave system to sneak up on Shuya. And Taku is of course leading that group, but they all sort of get picked off one by one. And this is just making Taku more and more desperate, because this is the only thing he's got out in his life, is to show that his life has any worth is to kill Shuya.
Yeah.
And ideally, I think how it should go is that Taku is the only one to actually make it into the heart and actually track down Shuya, and he takes a good number of the Wild 7 down along the way. And when he finally does finally does come face to face with Shuya, this should be the moment where now they look at each other and this becomes the to the point where Taco basically gets caught off guard, and he gets taken prisoner. And how this is working out in my head is that you basically got Shuya and Taco alone, and they are basically spelling out their points of view to each other and how they each got to this point. And I sort of want to dump the cliche where they realize that they got so much in common or whatever, but so what happens is that Shuya shows Taku the truth and shows that he's basically been used just like he was. And while he doesn't exactly shake Taku's confidence at first, he at least plants seeds of doubt in his mind. And while this is going on, the Wild 7 is laying waste to more and more of the kids that the government sent out at them. But Shuya decides to take some of them alive, just to give them a chance to basically live by. And he says, "We won't kill you. We're not going to force you to join, but we're not going to kill you. You just turn your weapons, and we will let you all go free, and we will let you go alive. But if you try to attack, we will defend ourselves." And of course, some of them are stupid enough, and they do get killed because they try to attack.
Which is actually something that does partly happen in the movie when they meet the Wild 7 for the first time.
Yeah.
A similar sort of thing happens, yeah.
But I think this would definitely where we're boiling to the climax. Becomes pretty obvious that they're not going to listen to Shuya. The only one that they will listen, the only one they respect is Taku. And Taku's definitely had some time to mull this over, and he's definitely seen that Shuya's been right about a couple things. Meanwhile, in the background, I do think we could at least keep the threat of the U.S. bombing the island.
Yeah.
They at least set this, and they have the 3-day time limit. Like, this was basically set up so that the Japanese government could save face, because I think it's sort of implied that the Japan's more or less a puppet state of the U.S.
Yeah, well, the fucking president's Japanese, apparently.
Or Prime Minister.
Oh, yeah, Prime Minister.
And this was just this was all a chance for the Japanese government to save face, to say, no, we can get this under control, you guys don't have to get involved. Oh, because if the U.S. gets involved, it's gonna mean a lot more collateral damage. But the time's starting to run out, and the U.S. government says, you know what? We gave you guys your chance. You did not deliver. So we're gonna bomb. We're gonna bomb the island. And I guess there has to be something for the Japanese state to lose. I guess they have what they lose out is more autonomy. Now that because they could not take out Shuya and the Wild 7, now that's just going to give up the ghost, and they're going to be a complete puppet state of the U.S.
Yeah, that'd be
They got where before they had the illusion of autonomy, now they don't even have that anymore. They're basically going to have a U.S. appointed government and put in charge, and the current Japanese government's going to be completely dissolved.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Yeah, and of course when they find this out, this is basically the point where Taku's group realizes that they've been used. And so Shuya takes them down to the cave, shows them their escape. They had all these boats set up for when they planned on leaving the island. He says, "You guys can take one and just go wherever you want." And I think it's definitely more powerful if we see both groups going their separate ways.
Yeah.
Shuya is obviously going to continue his fight, and now Taco and his group are left wondering what their place in the world is going to be now. But at least now they have the freedom to decide for themselves.
Yep.
Now, someone look at me with a straight face and tell me that honestly does not sound better than what we got.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking bad. At least it's a fucking full coherent story.
Yeah, I mean, you've at least it at least has a protagonist that it settles on, and at least tries building it up in a way that's still different, and like I said, and as Dinte said, it's at least more coherent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hell,
it's a full fucking plot.
Yeah, and if the movie wants to go this anti-American route, at least I think this is at least a better route than casting these Al Qaeda styled rebels as heroes. I mean,
Oh shit.
Which was, like I said, it was a bold move, but a stupid move nonetheless.
Yeah. Also, what's his name was one of the fucking people, one of the terrorists at the beginning. He died in the bombings. Really popular Japanese actor, plays Atari Hanzo.
Really, huh?
Because he's also in Kill Bill. He prizes his role of Atari Hanzo as a little Kill Bill Easter egg. Fuck, what's his name?
It is Sonny Chiba?
Yeah. He was he played one of the terrorists that was teaching Shia at the beginning. He died. He was only in the movie a fucking couple of minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
And he was fucking full on Al Qaeda terrorist fucking outfit on.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's only that. Keep in mind, I just made that up right off the fly. I can't guarantee. At least I can guarantee you, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah, it had a start, a middle, and an end. Which is, this movie had a start. It didn't have a fucking middle, and it just ended.
Like once they get into the Wild 7 base, it's like the pacing just like stops.
Yeah, the movie, the entire fucking movie stops.
Like I said, the pacing just completely goes out the window. There is no pacing at that point anymore.
No, there's not.
It's not because it's not moving too slow. It's not moving too fast. It's not moving at all.
Okay, guys, we're here.
What are we supposed to do?
So, yeah, you're Shuya. We'll just be over here when you're ready for us. That's it.
And also that thing where he's going about how the thing with the Kalishnikov. It's just like, God, that is just so. It just feels like this was. It feels like this was ripped off. It feels like the script came off the cutting room floor of an anime studio. Like that thing about how the Kalishnikov has sentimental value to him. I would expect to see that in an anime somewhere. That just sounds so hokey.
What's that? The fucking tunnel that they do escape. Well, not all of them, but a handful of them escape. There's a big fucking tunnel that apparently goes under the ocean and joins up in the mainland, and no fucking military people knew about it for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, what? Like, and you're gonna, and also it seemed like it seemed to imply. It seemed to imply that they just found it. Like, you've been on this island how long, and you didn't know this was here? I mean, I might be wrong,
Yeah.
but that's how I remember it.
I actually have to rewatch how they come across it. But the fucking tunnel's there, and it's not a fucking small thing. It looked like a fucking subway.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's just.
And you go,
I'll say
yeah.
this, yeah, I think we can both agree that the production value on this is a lot shittier.
Yeah. Well, the fucking acting's not that great.
Well, yeah, I mean, the acting is one thing, but yeah, I mean, like, it's just.
But yeah, it's. Well, I mean, you can see the budget's falling through, and
Yeah, I think. Let's see. It's what was its budget? It says its budget was $9 million US. I don't know what that was in yen though. Compared to the last film, which had, holy shit! Actually, the first one had a budget of had a lower budget. It's in US dollars, it was $4.5 million US. This one has a larger budget and somehow looks worse.
there's only fucking 2 locations in that one too. There's the military base where the students are first brought, and there's the fucking inside building of the island, and that's it. And I guess you got your beach in there, but that won't be hard to fucking do. There's only 2 locations.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, like, the thing about that tunnel, I mean, like, it does not look like it belongs. I think that tunnel just really shows how bad the production is on this. It just does not look like it's. It doesn't look like it was part of the. It doesn't look like it was part of the island. Like,
No.
it looks like it's a completely different location somewhere else.
I hope they didn't weren't hinting that tunnel actually went to fucking Afghanistan.
No way they couldn't. There's no way they could get away with that.
No.
About the only. I mean, like, if that tunnel's gonna go anywhere, would it have to go like to China or something? Like, I'm assuming like this island is somewhere in like the South China Sea or something.
Yeah, it's never actually made. It's never actually said where it is it?
Yeah, they never. Yeah, they don't.
Cool.
Like, they don't give a. Yeah, I think that's a problem that really. I'm gonna say that. I can't believe we didn't stumble on that earlier, but that's actually a big problem because it's. I mean, like, we did need to know where the island was in the first movie. That wasn't important. Because where else were they gonna go? Well, except back to Japan, maybe. So we didn't need to imagine imagine it that hard.
Well, we know in the first one, the island's somewhere off the coast of Japan. Japan's close in that one. We know that.
Yeah.
But the second island, it's not that big an island.
Yeah, I mean, like, where? Yeah, I mean, like, I want to know, like, especially considering if it's got a tunnel that actually connects to mainland Asia.
Yeah.
At least I'm assuming it has to be mainland Asia. I mean, like, where else are they gonna go?
I know. And the island itself it's not that big, and it's got a big fucking building on it.
And also, if it's got a tunnel that's puts you within walking distance of mainland Asia, how is it you can only see water around for miles? Do you have any idea how?
That's actually a fucking good point.
Yeah, you should. If assuming that tunnel actually allows them to find their way to mainland Asia, you would have to be able to see like China off in the distance.
Yep. Mountains or something. They'd have to have something.
Yeah, because there's nothing but water for miles in every direction on that island, around that island.
So that also fucking brings up the other point, because they had a baby with them, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, one of the girls
Then
had a
they,
baby.
yeah, and they would have been walking this time. We assume 3 or 4 days at least, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, there's in fact, yeah, and like I said, let's just assume, let's just take the movie on its face value. I mean, if there's a tunnel that connects to mainland Asia, do you have any idea how long such a tunnel would be? That's got to be at least several hundred miles, I think.
And again, the fucking military doesn't know about it. How can no one know about this fucking tunnel?
Yeah, I know. It's just like I said. this script has a lot of issues. Yeah, but this massive plot hole is just the least of the script's issues. Like I said, like it. Of course, it's we both agree its biggest issue. It can't decide on who its protagonist is. Can't decide if it's Shiori. Can't decide because the beginning seems to imply that it's Shiori because she's acting like as the narrator, but then it also seems to give a lot of attention to Taku, and yet it also wants to give attention to Shuya. It can't. It won't pick a lane and stick with it.
And there's actually an interesting scene because she actually pushes Taku over to the line when they're told, you got to cross this line or we're going to set off your collars. Yeah. She actually pushes him across, and I don't know why. What was so special about him? Because there's no interaction really between them after that.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been one thing if she just pushed him because he was in her way.
Yeah, no, but she actually saves him. And she gives him a look like, you need to come with me. I need you for something. But beyond that, that's it. There's no interaction between them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, my God. I mean, like, Tuck. Yeah, I mean, like, dude. I mean, like, is this? Could you say this is easily like one of the worst sequels to a good movie you've ever seen?
Easily.
Yeah, especially, and like I said, what's especially great is that it did not have to be a bad sequel.
No, there's plenty they could have fucking built on.
Yeah. I mean, like, say what you will about the Hunger Games, and I very much will. But I will say this much. It at least kept a coherent narrative throughout all 4 of its movies, and it at least kept a sense of logical progression. It's not. I wouldn't hardly. You will never hear me say Hunger Games is good, but I will say, just on a technical level, it's at least structured better. Like the whole overarching narrative of this series, it's at least well structured.
Yeah. I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, like everything put into place at least makes sense, and it's within the context that the story is happening in. It's at least got structure. Sure, Battle Royale 2, it's just like I said, it did not have to be a bad sequel. And Hunger Games was at least how they could have done that. At least had been better structure. And maybe this was all down to like Kinji Fukasaku's death.
Yeah, I'd say that's played a big part. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like, if that's because, like I said, he died after shooting only one scene with Takeshi Kitano. It says he died after that scene. Doesn't say how much of the film he had completed up until then. Although DNT and I have a pretty good guess where. You can guess that. It says the screenplay was done by Kenta Fukasaku and Norio Kita, and they obviously had to pick up the pieces, and they were probably ill-equipped to do so.
Well, they were missing a lot of pieces, I'd say. They maybe had an idea, but they didn't have the full fucking picture of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And they just went on the idea alone, which is why the movie fucking stops for a good hour.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, yeah, Kinji Fukasaku's untimely death, and they got to finish it up, and they're just not sure what to do with it. That at least makes some kind of sense.
Yeah.
So, I would say, like I said, I said earlier that watching these two back to back, not a good idea because it's extremely harrowing. Although, it's not because they're both emotionally draining. The first one is emotionally draining. The second one, he's just frustrating.
Yeah, because you get past the beach part and it's just dragging, and then by the time you're just like, I'm fucking done, man. Can we just get on with it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Basically, in other words, I'm basically like Bender. Shut up and get to the point. Ooh, there's a soundbite. But I gotta add that to the file. Yeah. I think we've let's not drag this out like the movie does. I think we've basically said all that needs to be said.
Yep. First one's good. The second one started with potential, but it fucking falls apart after the 45-minute mark. 45 to an hour minute mark. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah, just after the first half, it just loses it. It just loses steam.
Yep. And it doesn't fucking really wrap up everything in a logical way. Apart from Saki's story, she's the only one that I got a full character arc from the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, don't really bother tracking the second one down.
No, there is a sequel manga which is much better. So if you want to follow up, go for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. And thanks for tuning in for another episode of the podcast, guys. And we'll see you next week.
You all take care.